We are approaching the end of Season 17 here at Guernsey. If you missed last episode, rather big Champions League game, here is how the Premier League title race is looking. We have 4 games left of the season. The reality is we're probably not going to win the league, but here are all the teams that could possibly still win it. This is how close the league is. You've got 8 teams, allegedly, in the title fight. I say that because the likes of Newcastle, they're not going to be winning it anymore. But as for ourselves, we're in a good position. With 4 games left, though, we could still find ourselves not getting Champions League football next year. And with that in mind, the Champions League itself takes on quite a lot of significance, because winning this would guarantee us a spot in the Champions League. And we sit here in the semi-final, taking on a Real Madrid managed by, well, Jurgen Klopp. Yeah, that is weird, isn't it? They are currently top of La Liga with a few games in hand. They are running away with the title. Their key man is Luis Ribeiro, who, well, if we're being honest, he's quite good at football. He's on £425,000 a week. That is madness. And so naturally today, despite the fact we are a team that just seem to thrive in the Champions League, there's certainly some nerves as we head to the Santiago Bernabeu for the first game of today's episode. This might be the biggest away day we've done so far of the series, excluding Wembley. I'm rather excited for it. Let's run the intro and get straight into things, shall we? Yes, folks, I hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. Since last episode, we have played 2 games, the first of which didn't really go to plan. We got dominated by Man City. I'm going to blame this on being a bit of a hangover after the game against Arsenal in the Champions League. They won 2-0. To be honest, it could have been a lot worse. Manny Wilford, 7.4 rating. When a keeper gets a 7.4 rating in a 2-0 defeat, yeah, 2-0 flattered us. The only other game we played was this one against Aston Villa, who do sit rock bottom of the Premier League, so it's the kind of game that we should be winning. On this occasion, Lemos with 2, Sweeney with 2 goals as well, and I don't want to big up Sweeney too much, but he's improved, I feel like, since he joined the club. In fact, you can see here, he definitely has improved, and as of late, he has been on this crazy run of form to the point where he is now just starting for us at centre-back, even when I play the 4 at the back system. I don't want to say the Coppo era is over, but I mean, when you compare him and Sweeney, what Sweeney lacks in physicals, I think he more than makes up for in his technicals and mentals. Both young players, both under the age of 23. It's easy to forget, isn't it, how young this squad is when you think of players like Coppo who have been here a while. I mean, if nothing else, we're very blessed just to have this kind of defending talent. Imagine having a guy this good just sat on your bench. I say that because there's not many teams that do have that kind of talent on their bench. Real Madrid, though, might just be the kind of team that can have that talent on the bench. We talked about Ribeiro already. They've got players like Amand here who, I mean, let's be honest, he's a rather good left back. Lechesi, their goalkeeper, might just be the best goalkeeper in the world. I mean, he's bonkers, isn't he? I don't know how we're going to score against him. And the 4th and final 4.5-star player in their team is Paul Blumenstock. Fantastic name. Rather good at football. He kind of looks like a Toni Kroos regen. That's how I'm going to describe him. And whilst we have headed to Madrid on a couple of occasions to take on Atleti and of course to play in the Champions League final, which was also in Madrid last year, this is our first time butting heads against Real Madrid. And obviously, when it comes to teams in world football, Real Madrid are rather good at the Champions League, aren't they? That is kind of their thing. That said, I want to believe we can take the game to them. And well, before we do take the game to them, we do need to do an away day. We're heading to the Estadio Santiago Bernabeu, and I'm rather excited for this away day. I'm anticipating quite a lot of footage. So for today's game, we are heading south to sunny Spain. I don't know why I always start over Guernsey, just in case you forget where Guernsey is, because it is a weird place that you wouldn't really imagine exists on a map. Does that make any sense? I feel like if you're outside the UK and maybe France, you wouldn't really know that Guernsey and Jersey just exist here. Anyway, we are heading to the centre of sunny Spain and we are heading to Madrid and, oh, would you look at that? I have found the stadium without cheating. Here we are. If we zoom in, it's not quite on the edge of town like Atleti's ground was. Is there any greenery around the edge? Not really. And also, I've just remembered that in real life, the Bernabeu's having some renovations done, isn't it? It looks a bit like the San Siro at the moment with all the scaffolding. I do appreciate a good city stadium that is very much nestled in between everything. Also, if we mouse over it, oh my, look at that. You don't get that with many away days. There is the stadium at the moment. I can assure you, doesn't normally look like this. First and foremost, I'm anticipating a lot of options here for Street View, and, well, rightfully so. I think we should probably start with the car park, which does look like a construction site on satellite view, but I can assure you here, it is a car park normally. I don't know how I feel about blue lines for a car park. I don't like it. To be fair, that footage was from 2008. It might look a little bit different. It will look a little bit different in the near future. I mean, this is more what I was imagining. I mean, this is just the stadium being built, isn't it? This is December 2022. I'm assuming it doesn't normally look like a building site. When it comes to reviewing away days, whatever's going on here does make it rather difficult. We can, though, I believe, we can go back in time. And in fact, apparently Google liked to visit this stadium a lot. What did it look like in 2013? This is what it used to look like. So, I mean, this seems a lot more quaint, doesn't it, by comparison? It's actually crazy how much they're expanding the stadium. I don't know that much about the work that's being done on the ground. I just know there is work being done. Yeah, it seems like they're making it quite a bit bigger. This footage from 2023 is fairly recent, actually. In fact, it's really recent. It's only a couple of months old. I guess this is what the stadium is going to look like when it's done. I mean, they've started to put in signs and stuff. So it's starting to look a little bit more finished. It does still kind of look like a building site, and I suppose that's because it is. The cranes give it away, don't they? I don't know if there's, like, underground parking for the stadium. If there's not, given all the building site stuff going on, I don't feel like there's a lot of car parking options. So that's in the negative column. Right, logically, go to the center circle, drop the dot down, see what we can see. I mean, this is just not the center, is it? This is from 2013. This is a bit retro, a bit vintage. It's kind of got that vibe about it. Here is the stadium in all its glory. It's quite big, isn't it? And they're making it even bigger. Here it is in 2018. It doesn't really feel like it changed a lot in the 5 years between the last two pictures we've looked at. I need more. Here it is in 2022. They're definitely making it bigger, aren't they? I think we can all agree on that. Also, I mean, I assume those seats are going to be lowered down, because otherwise you're reclined and looking up in the air, and that does seem, well, not very practical. Does feel like with this renovation they're doing, the stadium's going to be a lot more airy. I mean, I'm impressed by the feat of engineering as much as anything else. It almost looks like a completely different stadium. Here is some drone footage from 2022. This is what it looks like with a little bit less in the way of, scaffolding and stuff on the roof. Pitch is a bit wobbly with the line. Whoever the groundsman is, fire them. I'll come and paint straighter lines than these. In terms of the stadium, though, and the location, it is rather picturesque. I mean, I love the trees. Love how green this road is, but where's the car parking? Where's the other activities? To be fair, there is a football pitch over there, but that's quite a far away from the ground. That can't really count for a lot, can it? I am getting the impression that with the Bernabeu, we're almost visiting a year too soon. Like, if we had some updated footage once all the renovations have done, I'm sure it'd be even more impressive. But at the moment, there's just kind of a weird mix and match of the footage available and what's going on, which makes it almost difficult to score. I mean, in terms of stadiums, it's impressive, but it'll be more impressive when it's actually finished. And in terms of what's going on around the ground, I don't want to say it's dead. It's not got a load of unique selling points, has it? Let's put it that way. I almost feel like if it wasn't a construction site, if it was the old stadium or the new stadium, it would score higher. But I'm going to judge it for what it is at the moment, according to all the latest stuff. And with that in mind, the Santiago Bernabeu is going to get... This could be controversial. 6 out of 10. Slightly above average. I've annoyed a lot of people, haven't I? Of course, now that I've finished late in their stadium, nothing's going to go wrong as we take on Real Madrid today. I'm sure they're not going to take it personally. Now, as we're playing here, there are actually a load of Premier League games going on at the same time, which we will keep half an eye on. In terms of the team for this game, though, we are going with the 3 at the back system, away from home, first leg. Much like the Arsenal game, I just want to be in it to win it as we take the second leg back to our own stadium. When it comes to the team for today's game, Paulie Parkin is going to drop down to the bench. Lemos has been in some really good form lately, and whilst Cadman has struggled, he is still the top goal scorer in the team. I think one thing perhaps worth acknowledging is we have 3 players who have scored 20 or more goals this year, and in terms of assists, we have providers from here, there and everywhere. And in fact, 5 of the players starting today have double figures for assists, which, I mean, that bodes well for us scoring lots today. What bodes slightly well for us scoring loads today is the fact it is Real Madrid we're taking on. Okay, they are going with, I think this is a 4. Is this a 4-1-4-1 or a 4-3-3 that they've kind of shaped weirdly? I think it might be a 4-1-4-1 formation. They're playing with a singular striker against Guernsey. They're scared of us. Jurgen Klopp, you are on the ropes, son. Take it all back. They are just playing a 4-3-3. With the Champions League graphic, it was hard to see the wide attacking mids next to the centre mids and if they were actually attacking mids or not. I'd like to revoke my previous statement that they're maybe not as scared of us as I'd like to believe they are. And if they do score early here, I mean, I'll be quite fearful of them and I'm sure they'll start to relax here. We are on the back foot early on. We do need to deal this. Sweeney, who I've bigged up for his recent form, gets the ball down, distributes it really nicely. Cadman had a good little touch, but unfortunately we are surrendering the ball in the middle of the pitch. Now, they're looking to move the ball up the near side. Teco, I almost called him Tesco, like the supermarket there. Teco in the middle. Ball played forward to Ribeiro, one-on-one. Dinks it, and well, Wilford has stopped that. He has turned that round the post. It might only be 3 minutes in. I'm clicking the demand more button. Who had 3 minutes on the sweepstake for how long it would take me to demand more? I've seen a highlight. I've seen enough. I need more. And well, now we've got a goal kick. 4 minutes into this game, second highlight of the game. Would not be betting on this to be a 0-0 result based on what we've seen early on here. Real Madrid again in possession. And again, bring the ball forward. Of course, there were a couple of Madrid players we looked at last summer. They did sign new deals or already have deals that I just couldn't afford, sadly. For all the money that we have and that we are spending, I believe our wage spend is still only the 9th or 10th highest in the Premier League, with our stadium not being massive. I mean, it holds 28,000 fans, unlike the Bernabeu here that holds 83,000. We don't kind of have the same revenue streams as certain clubs, and, well, we don't have players like a 35-year-old Camavinga popping up in the box. I say that. We do have Jude Bellingham, but Camavinga's just better, I've just decided. Not really what I wanted to see to open up this game. Teco pulls it back. Camavinga, left foot, caresses it in. A goal down after 5 minutes. This could be a long day. If you're wondering about Camavinga, he's 36. He's quite good. He's still described as a world-class midfielder. How does he compare with Jude Bellingham? Let's have a measuring contest here. I mean, he's just better, isn't he? He's a year older and he's just better. To be fair to us, he is also on £275,000 a week. Our top earner's on 190. I want to say Archer around 200,000, just shy of it, I think. I'm getting in the excuses early. Look, maybe instead of coming up with excuses, I should take this more seriously. Let's up the tempo a little bit. Let's not distribute it out from the back the same way that we have been doing. We're having a lot of the ball, but doing absolutely diddly squat with it. So, bit of a shake-up in idea here. If we were to go another goal down, maybe I would look to go to the 4-2-3-1 system as we approach the second half. But at least for now, we're not going to panic. We're not going to, do anything too rash just yet. Worst thing we could do is shake things up too much. We have quality going forward. It only takes one chance to score a goal, and I'm not adverse to a bit of a smash and grab here. As long as we have something to take to the second leg, that would be good. 2 goals down would be less than ideal, but I feel like the 4-2-3-1, it might just be an unnecessary risk that sees us concede more and ultimately find ourselves in a second leg where we have no chance of coming back. That said, Champions League comebacks, they happen, and we're going to need one here. Alanis, one-on-one. He's dribbled round the goalkeeper. There you go. The best goalkeeper in the world, Lechesi. And he's been mugged off by our Mexican. If anything, this goal is just definitive proof. You can have the best goalkeeper, attribute-wise, in Football Manager. Watching it in 3D will still just make them look absolutely useless. This is why I'm so hesitant to judge goalkeepers in FM. Just get the one with the best attributes and trust them. We've had one shot. We've scored 1 goal. That's what we need. 2 shots and 2 goals would be good, though. Monteiro, ball in. It's headed away. Ribeiro now bringing the ball away from them. We have got 3 players at the back here that should be able to weather the storm. And well, Janfi, I'll tell you what, he's got an umbrella. He's more than weathered the storm. He's sat out in the rain, dealing with it. And then the umbrella's blown away and he's lost the ball. And now Real Madrid looking to bring the ball forward. Armand, one of the players we identified as a bit of a threat to their left back. He's on the overlap. 2 players in the middle are marked. What are we doing? I think Simoes is offside here. I'm praying Simoes is offside here. Unless he's behind the ball. I mean, VAR, bail me out. It could be 2-1 Madrid here. That would be a problem. And I can confirm it is 2-0 Madrid here. For some reason, the overlay glitches out on VAR decisions. That one looked close, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I guess it was offside. Or rather, I guess it wasn't offside. Was it off? I mean, the blue line there looks very suspect. The blue line is definitely not where the player was who played the ball. I think it's rigged. 5 minutes left of the half. I mean, we've had a lot of the ball. We're not doing a great deal with it. 2 minutes left. If they get another goal, I'm getting shouty at half-time. They're going to have to give me a Snickers because I will not be me when I'm hungry at half-time. I'm hungry for a goal here. I'm hungry for a response before halftime. Unfortunately, that could prove problematic because they're on the attack again. Visser with the ball, holds it up, pulls it back to Teko. That was very reminiscent of their first goal on this occasion. I think it was Jamfi putting a block, then Jamfi. He's got a bit excited. What are we doing? What's happening? It's gone over. Breathe, everyone. I'm fine, he says. I mean, we still got a corner to deal with. It's Teko over it for them. He's going to whip it in. Sweeney gets away from danger. That is what we needed right there. Can we have half-time now, please, ref? We don't need to play any added time. I don't think Alanis is going to be able to do anything here. The answer is he's not. I feel like my nerves for this game are showing through in the commentary. The commentary, a little bit all over the place today. I can only apologise, lads. I'm not performing well. You lot aren't performing well either. We've got them motivated. Right now, don't feel a need to switch to the more attacking system. I actually think we've not played that bad, despite the fact we're not maybe creating as much as I would like. It's not like we look massively out of our depth and like we're going to concede a few. I'm going to take off, I think, Cadman here, and I'm going to bring in Paulie Park in. Elsewhere, midfield-wise, we're not looking good enough today. Montero's been disappointing. Going to bring in Jude Bellingham for his experience at centre mid. If we could take 2-1 into the second leg, it would very much be looking winnable. I feel like 3-1, that feels like a bit more of a mountain to climb. If we go into the second leg, 3 goals down, I will kind of concede the fact it's going to be mission impossible. And at that point, if we make a comeback, I want the game printed on DVD, you know, and I'll watch it on loop. But hopefully it isn't going to come to that. Hopefully we're going to be able to see out what remains of this game as Real Madrid have another good little chance there. We are having less of the ball than we were previously, so I'm going to ask the players just to shorten the passing. But I am going to put pass into space on. I feel like Real Madrid here, they're going to want to press. They're going to want to, as the home team, really take the game to us, feeling like they're on top. That might leave some space in behind for us to get balls into. That's what I'm hoping is going to happen. Archer's on a 6.2 rating at right back. Here's the issue. McDonnell is one of 2 right-back options I have. I suppose the other option we have is Gordillo, who is a former Atletico Madrid man. You know what? I think he's going to be up for this game. Gordillo, we signed you in January as the backup right-back. You've not played a great deal for us yet, but today's your time to shine, I hope, as there's a highlight going on in the background. Should I have been paying more attention? Maybe. I feel like this is the pointless prank highlight that Football Manager does when nothing happens, but maybe I'm wrong. Visser's through. Visser hits it just over. Everything's fine. I'm calm. Let's get that sub made. I think given how this game's gone, Real Madrid are going to be really disappointed if it finishes 2-1 here. They will feel like they probably should have had a goal or 2 more. From our point of view, it's not exactly been a great performance. That said, we are taking on a team with some significant quality in Real Madrid here. Right now, we are holding on for what would be, I think, a good result if we could hold on for it. I still want to believe we could catch them on the counter like we have once already. We've got the quality, I think, that if we do get one golden chance, we could potentially take it. That said, maybe I should be more concerned about the defending that we need to do here, because Madrid, they are having the better of the play. They are creating more. And at the moment, this very long highlight is just them dominating possession as we are chasing shadows. Amand, the left back, lays it to Ramirez. Now with Ribeiro. Pedro Simoes in behind. Holds it up, lays it back. It's hit goalwards and it's headed into the back of the net by Sander Visser. What happened there? One of our defenders got a block on it and then we just didn't really respond to the second ball. What happened? What was this? Pedro Simoes, he holds it up nicely, but this shot here was not that threatening. Who is that? Name and shame them. Who was it? It was Coppo, wasn't it? It's always Coppo. 3-1 is less than ideal. I have got that dilemma I already mentioned, which is this is a game where I could, at 3-1 down, go and change the system, try and change things radically, try and get a goal back, but that probably, with how this game's played out, is just going to leave us even more open. With that in mind, I'm actually going to change things just to be a bit more defensive, just to try and see out what remains of this game. Drop everyone a little bit deeper. I feel like this has a lot higher chance of ending up 4-1 than it does ending up 3-2. If we do get a goal back, happy days, I'll party. But ultimately, I think just making sure we've got some hope to hold on to going into the second leg is going to be important. That said, it's important to acknowledge Real Madrid here have just played better than us. As the home side, as the team with, well, a higher quality squad, they've pressed home an advantage, and we, for massive spells this game, have just been second best. In some ways, 3-1, it kind of almost flatters us. I say all of this, with 2 minutes left, can we just hold on? They're on the attack again. I'm not enjoying what I'm seeing here. Navio, Armand, he's going to play it forward. Ribeiro's through, Manny Wilford. That could prove to be a critical save. He's turned it around for a corner. It's another highlight, though. Why are we doing this? Stop the highlight. Sweeney doesn't get there. Ramirez hits it just wide of the post, and there's another highlight. Stop. Stop, Football Manager. I can't handle it. If we get a goal back now, it'd be the most undeserved thing I've ever seen. Sometimes in Football Manager, away from home, you just have to accept the fact it was always going to be a mountain to climb. Just live to fight another day. That's what we're trying to do right now. Camavinga has different ideas, though. Armand at left back for them, I feel like, has been running the show. Navio, he is going to lay it back to Lucchesi, who's not had a great deal to do today. The one time where he was called into action, he conceded. Rios commits a foul. I'm just going to shout demand more and hope that with 2 seconds left is going to make a difference. Referee, end the game. Put me out my misery. Why are we doing this? Why are you making me watch more of this? Armand inside, Visser with the ball. Okay, he's blown the whistle. I don't know what that last highlight was. The game just wanted me to suffer. I think the XG story tells the story there, doesn't it, really? They've dominated. We're fortunate still to be in this, but we live to fight another day. And that's kind of all I think we could hope for when you watch that game playing out. I will tell the players I'm not happy with that performance. We weren't good enough. That is not a good result. It's not disastrous. What is slightly more disastrous here is the fact that Liverpool and Arsenal have just won. Wolves did draw, though. That is actually a really big result for us that does us a favour. Elsewhere, Manchester United not playing. I mean, Chelsea bottling it a little bit. If we win our game in hand, we are still 5 points behind Liverpool. I feel like Liverpool might be about to win the league. I mean, look at their form to end the year. If you were wondering, by the way, Liverpool were knocked out the Champions League by Real Madrid. So Real Madrid are quite a good team, as for Chelsea, they were also knocked out by Real Madrid. Have Real Madrid just been knocking out all the Premier League clubs? Is that what's been happening here? They knocked out Celtic, they knocked out Liverpool, they knocked out Chelsea. They might be about to knock us out as well. I'll tell you what, Real Madrid are on just a great British bloodbath, aren't they? That sounds like a weird TV show. Jurgen Klopp's satisfied with that win. I'm hoping that after the second leg, he's going to be significantly less satisfied. We have got Everton in 3 days' time. Not worrying about that one. That should be a game that we win. We've just seen Liverpool beat them 3-0. As for ourselves, we're coming back for the second leg. I need a miracle. I need a comeback. I really hope we can make it happen. Let's see if we can. I'm nervous. I'm a little bit concerned that we've used all our goals that are needed for this comeback against Real in this game against Everton. A game against Everton where we were 2-0 down after half an hour and we ended up winning 6-2. In this game, Sula and Parkin didn't play well. At half-time, we brought on Lemos and Alanis, and, well, to be frank, they absolutely changed the game for us. They were, well, crazy, especially Alanis. 9.0 rating for him. Hunyens had a good game on the left. Chapman had a good game on the right. And it's with that performance in mind that Chapman has found himself in the starting 11 for this game against Real. We are down 3-1. We need a bit of a miracle. We need goals. I feel like we have to go for it from the off. And in terms of the team we are going to go with, it is this team here. It's a strong team. It's an attacking team. It's a team that has options on the bench. You know, Parkin, Hunyens, they're players that I think we can throw on against a tiring defence and that could actually put in just really, really good shifts for us. Especially Hunyens. His pace is just really good attacking quality, and also his versatility. Can play anywhere across the front of the team. It lends him really well to be a super sub option in this kind of game. Naturally, this attacking system might leave us a little more susceptible to conceding goals, but I feel like we have to go for it. And having scored 6 goals in our last game, I want to believe that Alanis and Lemos, bit of confidence, bit of a fire in their bellies ignited perhaps after being dropped to start that game against Everton. They're going to come back with some intent and purpose here. The Premier League title is pretty much beyond reach at this point. We are probably going to be fighting down to the wire for a Champions League spot. And with that in consideration, I really, really want to try and make something happen here. It is going to be a miracle. If it occurs, we will make a DVD out of it and sell it to all the fans if we can come back here. But let's be honest, teams, they can come back in games like this, right? This is what the Champions League semi-finals are all about. I feel like I've just, spouted out a load of optimistic stuff. The reality is, it's going to be a tough day today. Keep your expectations in check, but let's hope for the best, prepare for the worst. It's time to do battle against Klopp's Real. I think we were fortunate to cling on in that first leg 2-3-1. It could have very easily been 4 or 5. This game here now is about trying to take the game to them. In our own back garden, home advantage I feel like is a massive part of FM. Massive component. With that in mind, I got to believe we can make something happen here. Alanis getting booked early isn't exactly what I want to see here. We're already looking a bit sad on the pitch. Let's give the players some encouragement here. Let's see if we can make something happen. We have the ball. Monteiro, Grasser to Sweeney. He's going to switch it over to Cadman on this near side. Real Madrid maybe going to be tested defensively early in this game. An early breakthrough. And this game is blown wide open. And it is going to be blown open by Gustavo Lemos. He's just the player who turns up in these kind of games, isn't he? He just turns up on the big stage, playing at centre attack in mid. This ball by Giamfi is just drilled in. Quite how Lemos has headed that goalwards, I don't know, but what a header it was. It finds the bottom corner. It's 3-2. We have a chance. Did always feel like the first goal in this game was going to be important. If they got it, 3 goals behind, that's a mountain to climb. It's a 1-goal game now. They're going to get a bit nervous, I'd like to think. And whilst possession is 50-50, we are dominating the chance creation. We're having a lot of shots, creating a fair bit. That said, not a lot in the way of highlights. Set pieces could be crucial. And well, we've got one here. Grasser heads it against the crossbar. It's cleared away from danger. That was a quality opportunity to cut the lead to nothing. Unfortunately, the woodwork has denied us, and Real Madrid are just about able to scramble it away from danger. They have still got the ball here. I'm quite content for this highlight to end. I don't want to see them creating anything here. I wouldn't mind us creating something from the back, I suppose. We've just hit the woodwork. Could we create a second chance in as many minutes? Chapman trying to pick out Cadman. He nods it down. Alanis chests it down. What a finish that is. That was such a difficult ball to get under his spell. And Alanis, he's not had a good start to this game. He's been on a booking. He's redeemed himself with that goal there. You felt like when the ball hit the crossbar, chance was gone. But the players stayed alive. They kept alert. And this by Alanis here kind of caresses it on the inside of his foot, chests it down, finishes it with his third touch. A moment of quality. Sees the aggregate score at 3-3. Now there's a kickoff highlight. Real Madrid are rocked. They are swaying. They are here for a knockout blow. That said, they could still, land that one punch they need to set us on the back foot. We need to take advantage here. We need to hold on to the lead here. It'd be nothing worse than taking the lead in this game. Or, 2-0, I suppose. Not taking the lead, but getting back level in this game and then immediately losing it. There's a long highlight here. The longer a highlight goes on, the more I anticipate a goal. It's Giamfi with it. Real Madrid chasing shadows at the moment. We are knocking the ball around with some confidence and swagger. Rios, Monteiro, Chapman plays it forward. Alanis, one-on-one. I tell you what, their keeper, he looked good on paper. He did not look good in the first leg. And what we've seen so far this game, that's a massive stop by him. He might be called into action again here, though, as another header hits the woodwork and goes over. It's 3-3, and there's another highlight right away. This is a crazy performance, folks. This is what we want to see. We've shown on past occasions in the Champions League matches a capability just to run teams rampant, and we are doing that here as Chapman hits it. Falls to Alanis. Don't celebrate it because I feel like it's offside, but this has the makings of a crazy comeback. Remember that game against Bayern last year? The first leg was a bit, second leg, we just dominated. This game feels like that. Unfortunately, as suspected, the goal's not going to count, but we are continuing to be on the front foot here, and Real are struggling. They are doing nothing to scare me. There's another highlight, right, as well. They've just had a highlight for a goal that was disallowed, and immediately there could be more. Constantly at the moment, it feels like we're coming forward again and again and again, and we're looking to do that here with Giamfi. Left back, lays it wide to Cadman. Player who's not scored in a while, has been a little out of form lately, but given how good he can be on his day, I've just continued to start him. And, the team, they are turning up all of them today. Archer to the byline, plays it across, and Matty Cadman, I've spoken it into existence. It's 4-3. As we were heading into the second game, wasn't overly optimistic. The first leg left me with little reason to be optimistic. This performance here is beyond anything we could have expected. It is 3-0 on the night. It's not even half time yet. Unbelievable. Look at that XG story. Real Madrid have done absolutely nothing. Our little home ground, the little Guernsey Stadium, it's a fortress. It might only hold 28,000 fans, but it also holds just some magical powers. I don't know why I'm sat here thinking about making subs. I'm not going to change anything at halftime. One thing I will do just quickly is tell Alanis to ease off tackles. He is on a booking. He needs to be careful. I don't want to get too carried away just yet. There's still a lot of football left to be played here. Football matches can change with a singular goal, a singular moment, a singular chance. And if Real Madrid were to get the next goal at 4-4 on aggregate, we're all square again. And I need to just check myself before I wreck myself and just kind of calm down a little bit. I'm getting a bit giddy. Can you tell? I didn't think this Spain shirt was going to bring me any good luck after the first game, but I feel like suddenly it's a lucky shirt again. Jamfi to the byline, crosses it. Lemos touches it, and he's hit that. I think that's come off the goalkeeper, maybe. It's gone over the bar. It was a chance. We have still got a set piece here. Had a couple of headers from the likes of Grassa hit the woodwork. Unfortunately, that one there is not quite up to the same standard as some of our other balls, as then... Well, Grassa, speaking of the devil, that's why we don't want him shooting. That was awful. Chapman's not having a good game out on the right side. Monteiro's not playing great either. Going to make some changes here. I am going to bring in Marco Huntjens on the right-hand side, I think. And elsewhere, do I really want to take off Monteiro in this game? You know what? I think I do. We're going to bring in Perez, the youngster, a player who I do trust. Huntjens as well coming in. It's easy to forget how young our squad is. I've referred to Perez as the youngster. To be fair, he's 19. He is one of the younger players in the team, but when I call someone the youngster, that could probably be about 90% of our team. Anyway, 26 minutes left here. We have the lead on aggregate 4-3. There's still a lot of football to be played. There's part of me that would love to see us get that extra goal just so I can relax. Because right now, I've got it in the back of my mind, they could still make something happen. And they are on the attack rail here. Ball pulled to the edge of the box. And Domenico Fasano, that's a name that rolls off the tongue, has just scored. They won 3-1 at home. We're now leading 3-1 at home. It's 4-4 on aggregate. Real have not created a lot here. This ball is just pulled to the edge of the box. And to be honest, it's just a sensational finish. I'm not going to blame anyone for that one. It's just a good strike. Sometimes you have to hold up your hands and say, fair play. Don't remember if we've had a game go to extra time yet in the Champions League last season or this season. I don't think we have at any point in any of our European knockout games. Of course, this is only our third season of European football. We're on course potentially to make it to back-to-back Champions League finals, which would be absolutely madness. But there is, well, going to need to be a goal in this game if we want to dream of another final. We might have a chance here. Sweeney to Perez, the youngster, hits it. It's blocked. It hits the woodwork. And then there was an offside, and it wouldn't have counted anyway. 5 minutes left. Lemos has picked up a knock. He is looking very, very tired. I'm going to change things up here, I think. I'm going to move Cadman inside. I'm going to move Huntjens onto the left. We're going to move Sula up front. And I'm going to make a controversial decision here. Alanis off, Paul Parkin on. I need fresh legs in the final third. Alanis has not played amazingly today. Lemos, as good as he's been, he looks absolutely spent. And if this game is going to go to extra time, I need fresh legs in the final third. I need a bit more energy going forward. I don't want this going to the lottery of the penalties. I want to believe that with some fresh attacking talent on, we could get the goal that would, you'd imagine for either team at this point, be the decider. It's 4-4. Perez wins it well. Huntjens, Alanis, he's about to come off. His last contribution could have been to score. Unfortunately, it's blocked, goes out for a corner. We're in the 89th minute, the 90th minute. There is 5 minutes of added time. Jamfi is now over set pieces with Monteiro no longer on the pitch. Can we see something magical here? Jamfi is going to whip it towards the near post. Rios heads it just over. Is that going to be the last bit of action? We are on the cusp of extra time. 1 minute and counting. There is 40 seconds left, and Football Manager has decided, let's just have another highlight. Grassa, Huntjens, Parkin, Jamfi. There's players queuing up in the middle. Could we get the late goal? Cadman shoots, it's blocked. The keeper turns it round the post. And with 10 seconds left, Real Madrid are clinging on by the tips of their fingers. They're holding on to the edge of the cliff. It's like the Lion King. We're Scar. We're trying to throw Mufasa off the edge. Spoilers if you've not seen Lion King. Can we get that goal? Can we throw him down to the antelope? The answer is no. We are going to extra time. And when you look at that XG story, you have to wonder how we've not won it in regulation. Wow. I mean, if Real Madrid deserve to win the first leg by more, we deserve to win this second leg by more. I'm going to try and motivate the players here. We have made 4 changes. Do we get an extra change in extra time? I'm not actually 100% sure. Who would I want to even bring on at this moment in time? I mean, Rios hasn't played great. You know what? This could be a gamble. Coppo. I'm going to bring you on. Fresh legs. If they've got some fast attackers coming on, we're going to need someone at the back who can do a little bit of running. Coppo, I'm putting faith in you to be that man for us, as we are about now to do another 30 minutes of football here. There is absolutely no rest for the wicked, and, well, no rest for either of these teams right now. Pedro Simoes played through. Wilford, get on your toes. Sweeney wins the ball nicely. We're going to clear it forward now and hope that we can make something happen here. Rios wins a lovely, lovely tackle. Was that Rios? No, sorry, Perez. Rios isn't on the pitch anymore. I'm losing my mind. Archer, far side, loads of space. Parkin's there. £125 million. It would have been all worth it if he'd scored that. Sadly, it's turned around the post. We have still got the corner. Again, Monteiro not on the pitch, so Jamfi's taking them. We've now also got Coppo in the middle. Grasser, edge of the box. He really needs to stop shooting from there. We've had 37 shots in this game, 21 on target, and we just can't find a breakthrough. We are approaching the end of the first 15 minutes of this extra time. We're gathered over 15 minutes. We are 15 minutes away from a penalty shootout. Do I get an extra sub here? I'm looking at Cadman, who's apparently having a storming game, but he is absolutely exhausted. There's part of me that wants to take him off. There's part of me that feels like I should just keep him on. I've not got better options on the bench, have I? I feel like this team right now is a team that's a combination of players playing well and fresh legs. I'm not going to make subs for the sake of it. There's 9 minutes left. We're going to go a little bit more direct to see out this game. Try and get that last goal that we desperately, desperately need. That I'd argue we desperately deserve as well on the balance of play. We have got a highlight. Something is going to happen here. Ball played towards Parkin. He can't get there. Ryan nods it down to Lopez. It's been an absolutely crazy semi-final so far. Is there late drama to be had? Real Madrid with the ball, dispossessed by Coppo. We've brought him in to do that. He's done his job at least for now, but he might be called into action again, and indeed he is going to be. He wins it. He lays it off to Sulla. The young Turkish player caught out with the ball, and Real Madrid now looking to get this ball forward. We are cut open at the back. Pedro Simoes hits it. Manny Wilford makes the stop. It was offside. It wouldn't have counted. He didn't know that. Is there to be a late goal here? 1 minute of added time. It's going to a shootout. Oh, I hate everything. We don't really have penalty takers. We do have composed individuals. For what it's worth. I mean, there are players here who look confident, who look up for the occasion. Coppo, he's positive. He's composed. He can't really finish. Do I really want him on the 5th penalty? You know what, Cadman? I'm going to put you on the last penalty. I'm going to have Parkin take the first one. Going to have our best taker take the first one. We're going to have our kind of next best taker take the 5th one. It could be the highest pressure. Hopefully he gets a chance to take that penalty, mind you. And if we go beyond 5 takers, you know what? I'm willing to surrender to the football manager gods. It's a penalty shootout to decide the Champions League semi-final. Parkin steps up. He hits it. It's a great penalty. It's a £125 million penalty. Pedro Simoes now to take it. Manny Wilford, a player who has seen a little bit of criticism in the comment section this year. Can he make amends? I'll tell you now, he can't with the first one. And now all eyes on Coppo. Debatably the weakest of our penalty takers, but he's had a good game. He's a composed individual. I need him to turn up here, and he has turned up for us. He turns it goalwards. I never know if you want to be the first team in the penalty shootout or the second. I feel like it's nice to be the first if you're setting the standards, which we have done so far as Wilford makes a massive, massive stop. And now all eyes on Huntjens. I'll tell you what, we've got some very expensive penalty takers, haven't we here? Huntjens, the number 12. What can he do? The former Ajax man smashes it down the middle. All pressure now on Real. They are behind in this game. Lazarevic going to take it on his left foot. Wilford is down to it, and Wilford should have saved that. I can't defend it. I can't defend what we've seen there. It's now all on Perez. He's 19. He's one of the youngest players on the pitch. He's volunteered to take the fourth penalty for us. And it's saved by the keeper. And if they score this, it's as good as sudden death. I need another save, Wilford. I need you to do something magical. Blumenstock hits it. I don't know what the animation is that's played there. They improved the goalkeeping animations this year in FM. It's sudden death. Cadman will take a penalty. There's a man I want to take a penalty. It's this man. That's the reason why. Oh my word. Real Madrid have to score. I don't know if I can look. I can't see the screen when I do that. Sometimes you can see through a shirt. I can't do it with this. I need to be able to see what happens. Wilford in goal. Ryan for them to take it. Can he score to keep Real Madrid in this semi-final? All pressure on him. He hits it, and I thought for a moment Wilford was going to get there. It's now sudden death, and all eyes are on Craig Sweeney, the £75 million centre-back. Can he prove his weight here? His weight here, his price here. I was thinking weight in gold. No, he's proven it. Whatever it was, it's better than my commentary. It was a good penalty. I can't look. The pressure's getting to me. We've scored, 5 out of 6 penalties? That's a pretty good return. Fasano for them. Surely he's overdue to miss. The number 17 steps up for Real Madrid. He hits it. He finds that bottom corner as well. All the players have been going down to the lower right. We now look at Adu Gianfi. Oh my, I can't look. I'm too stressed. Gianfi steps up. He puts it in the same bottom corner. It's 6-5. It's not been a flawless penalty shootout for either team, but I'll tell you what, in terms of a display of penalties, they've been pretty good in this game. These long, anxious waits between these long walks in sudden death really does start to grate on you, I will say now. You know, we've had a lot of deciding penalties they have to score. Lopez, the next player to step up, and he does score for Real Madrid, and we go again. The goalkeepers might want to start thinking about where they might put their penalty. Grasser for us is going to step up. He finds that same bottom corner. The keeper went the right way. The penalty was superb. And now we wait for another long walk. I mean, oh my, this is horrible. This is, I'm not enjoying this. This is not how this was meant to go. Oliveira for them is going to step up. The number 20-something, 21, my lucky number. Wilford's not tried to save that. The goalkeeping animations this year are shocking. Sort it out, SI. Archer, you're right back. Probably didn't expect to take a penalty given the fact he was 9th on the list. But I'll tell you what, maybe you should have been higher. He scored there. Who's the next taker for Real? Who's the next player to make the nice long walk? It is Galabelos. All pressure on him to score. Lots of Real Madrid players have held their nerve. Is he going to be the man to crumble? He is. Manny Wilford saves it. And with that save, we're into a second successive Champions League final. I'm going to say we just about deserved it. That's not the way I wanted to do it. Wow. Cadman, what a performance from him. Breathe a sigh of relief. I don't know how we've done that, but I'm not going to complain. This is a season where the Premier League, we've never really been in it to win it. The Champions League, we've consistently done well in, and somehow, some way, we find ourselves in the final for a second season in a row. Lemos is out. We're going to send him to the physio. We get £10 million that kind of result there. Who are we playing in the final? That's now what I'm wondering. The answer is Bayern or Man City. I assume they play tomorrow. Let's find out together who we're playing. I think I'd rather play Bayern after we demolished them last year. Oh, who is it going to be? Who are going to be our opposition? You know, after that long penalty wait, I feel like I can afford to wait a couple seconds longer. Come on, Bayern. Get the away result. I don't want to play Man City. I'm going to have to play Man City. Look at how this game finished. Bayern Munich were a goal up for most of the game, and then Man City scored 2 goals in the 90th minute to win 3-2 on aggregate. That is actually madness. I'm not looking forward to playing against Manchester City. That game is on the 28th of May. It's at the Stade de France. So, yeah, look forward to that. We get to go to the French National Stadium. That's going to be fun. Now, a minor dilemma I have got is that we have got Chelsea and Manchester United away back to back. They are away days that we have already done. I mean, the title now looks all but beyond reach. I'm actually thinking about it. realistically speaking, if we get any points in our next few games, we will finish above Wolves. Although the top 4 teams do technically guarantee themselves Champions League football with how the coefficients work with the expanded Champions League format. 5th also frequently get it, and looking at the league table, 5th should be just about guaranteed now. I feel emotionally spent after that match we've just watched. It was stressful, it was dramatic. I hope you enjoyed it. Next time out, Man City, Champions League final. Could we retain it? That would be a massive, massive achievement if we could. Will we retain it? You're going to have to tune in on Monday to find out. If you have enjoyed this video, as always, a like is super appreciated. We will be back on Monday for more Park to Prem action. And until next time, take it easy. It's me, Jack, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.